free wars. I repeat, this man has free wars. 75% off the cost for conquering lands, and then also 75% off any cost for attacking him back. But, you know, still. Greetings and welcome, I am Joffrey, and today I'm going on a rant about the fact that Timur breaks EU5 before the game is even out. He somewhat damages EU5's stated goal of reducing modifier stacking with a little bit of 75% cost for attacker to conquer stuff, as well as him being he's got the Scourge from Central Asia, which is a really good modifier, but it does not stack with his other things. These are separate bonuses, of course. However, there are so many different modifiers that he stacks, just in general, across the board. Bonuses to everything that he stacks. He is a ludicrously powerful character, and his nation as well. As a result of that, his maximum war exhaustion, it's a rather confusing thing to see, but this quite simply means that no matter how long he's at war, he will be incapable of suffering as much from war exhaustion as the average person. He can raise 50% more levies. Fun fact, at the beginning of the game when he shows up, levies are the primary units you'll be using. The vast majority of your armies will be levies, and he gets 50% more of them. Also, of course, aggressiveness, I expect that's just for the AI to determine how much he wants to attack, but he also has a trait, Prodigy, which means that theoretically what this is saying is that every time that there's a tick that would cause you to gain XP, just gain extra points as a character while they're growing up, he would just gain an extra one in that category. Don't know more specifically how that works, but he has the best unit, theoretically. It's all theory crafting from having looked at the stats and heard Johan explain things. Theoretically, horse archers are simply the best unit in the early game because of their insane speed on the campaign map, their insane battle speed and initiative, which means that any battle where you are fielding horse archers, your front line will always be full, while your opponents can have easily exploited gaps in their lines. He also has a unique, as with all the other steppe tribes, unique auxiliary unit, which means that his troops will be able to move quickly and have lots of supplies. Now, the legacy of Genghis Khan and the Horse Lords of the Steppe, these are the two things that are really stacked, which, mind you, every horse faction that is a descendant of Genghis Khan will have these, but still, on top of everything else, he has basically 50% off, so 43% off on all of his fucking 40% off on all of his cavalry maintenance, and the reinforced cost goes down as well. The rest of these modifiers aren't that crazy, except for one. He gets levies always allowed, which means that when he is at peace, if he is ever at peace, he can raise his armies that are 50% larger and march them up to the border to raid people's shit and then declare war. Because he does not need to be at war to raise his levies, unlike everyone else in the game. Okay, he and steppe tribe, other steppe hordes, but he is just infinitely stronger than any other steppe horde, even though he's much smaller, because he can raid religious enemies for slaves. Of course, all the steppe hordes can do this, but he's able to just go up to his enemy's border with a huge army compared to what he normally would have, and just yoink your pops, and then declare war on you. Not to mention, finally, to cap it off, he has his two unique government reforms, which are, there's the one, oh, I don't actually, wait, where is the other one? The other one was shown in comments, but he gets in dev responses, but the one that's shown here and easily findable is the Timurid Diwan, which gives you decentralization, which is not that big a deal, but the extra 20% culture's capacity, and then the government reforms, all these bonuses. Governorships are a unique type of vassal that he specifically gets. No one else gets these, where he can set up members of his family to be loyal administrative vassals that he can just yoink back when he wants to. And administrative efficiency. Now they've explained that the problem with the governorships is that on succession, it could mean that there's a lot of claimants to the throne. But administrative efficiency as well, of course. And finally, possible government reforms. That means that this is free. This doesn't cost you anything to have. You're not losing anything by having this. This is just straight bonuses added on top. And this is where I come in finally with my point of the video: stacking modifiers. Because this man gets to stack ungodly amounts of bonuses, because that possible government reforms modifier being there means that he is not losing anything to get that. Everyone in the game, normally, if you've got something unique, they still need to choose that unique thing at the cost of missing out on something else. But he just gets that huge bonus without having to sacrifice anything else. And you know what else he gets? He also gets the Timurid Empire. This means this thing also has possible government reforms +1, which means he has both of these for free. He just gets to keep them. Not to mention, extra cabinet seat. One of the best modifiers a country can have in the entire game, by a margin, and he has that too, as well as being able to 25% faster integrate with said extra cabinet members the territories that he conquers, and antagonism impact goes down. No one's gonna want to coalition him. No one cares. No one's gonna want to coalition him. And he can burn your shit down and raid you still, even once he becomes a settled feudal country. He just gets to cheat and still do a horde stuff, but once he's feudalized. He's like if the Great Yuan worked out. But with that, I think my rant has come to an end. So, well, thank you all for watching. Tell me if you agree with me that he's busted. He breaks the game, sort of on a level down to the fundamentals of what EU5 is supposed to be about. Or maybe I'm overreacting. I am known for my exaggerations, after all. So who knows? Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye!